Hey, what's going on YouTube? Y'all doing all right? I just got the car back from Tint and also had them PPF the front end. I had them do like 3/4 front end because they did the entire hood, and then they did the front bumper, fogs, and then partial fender. I don't know if you can see it, but it stops right about there. On the hood, but they did a really good job. I don't know if you've priced out like PPF stuff lately, but it's kind of gotten out of hand because like just trying to get a whole PPF like in satin or clear, just something real basic, can run you quite a bit. But I had them do legal limit in Texas, which is 25% in the front, or 20%, but it reads like at 25. It's the ceramic nano stuff. Blocks out like 85% of the UV stuff, and then I had them do 5% in the rear here, and then they did the rear quarter window, and then it's a little hard to see, but you got the rear camera at all times, but they did the back glass 5% as well. So it's like the limo tint style. It looks pretty good. I recommend getting it done because y'all know that the paint is very thin on new cars now. So if you care about how your car looks, you probably want to get that done. I also had them do like the headlights and the light bar, just to give it a little bit extra protection. And then they also like clay bar, seal it, all that stuff. So I did that as well, so just in case these get moisture, even though they're so small, just easier to maintain later down the road. But I like the way it turned out. I went to Shell Shock Wraps in Wiley, Texas. If you're from Texas, North Texas area, there's a lot of people doing wrap now, but you got to really trust on who you're taking it to. They gave me a fair price, and I don't think they overcharge. They don't really undercharge, but they do very, very excellent top tier work. So they're definitely a place I would recommend to anybody I know to take the time to go out there and get it done. One of the other things I brought up in my shorts that I posted recently was the floor mats. So if you have an older generation, like the 2020 to 2025 model Y, and you're trading it in, and you bought like nice floor mats, you don't have to necessarily get rid of them and sell them. They tell you that like the floor mats don't fit, but it's just the driver's area. And what it is like this section, it bulges out. So like, I guess if you have big feet or something, then that can get in the way. But with these, there's only like a 2-inch, maybe 1.5 here that kind of sticks out, but they fit right in, and the backs are the same thing. The backs just fit like stock. So there's nothing I had to force or anything. They go right there. And as you can see, this is a performance model. One thing I was worried about with this car, with the bigger wheels, small tires, was just the ride quality itself. But I've rode in like the premium Junipers, and it's not quite on par, but it's super close. Like, one thing I noticed with our previous Gen Y and this car is just how much better it handles like over little bumps or like steep stuff. You kind of go up and down like in an entrance or out, like that's elevated, or turning with like bumps. The rebound on this car is really good. It recovers fast, so like it doesn't feel as harsh because it's done, like it's over with in just a split second. Whereas like on our Model X, like it's got the air suspension, This just seems to handle the overall like daily use better to me, because while you can get better ride quality like on the highway and stuff, this ride's very similar and doesn't have like the harsh body roll that like an X does. So that's one better thing about this generation Tesla. One of the other things that I like about these is the extended lumbar that you get, the support here on like the knee area. That to me is one of the better simple improvements. Like, it should have been implemented a long time ago, but they finally did it. So that's another thing I like about these performance seats. Like, as long as you're not oversized, I would think that they'll fit like a standard sized person really well. Even if you're taller, I think this section here would definitely it's just better for comfortability and long trips overall. The other thing is, so the range, I've noticed, like, you basically get 300 miles on any long range Tesla nowadays. Upwards of, anything from like 2018, 2019, it's always been 300 miles is like what they shoot for. Well, after owning a few for a few years, different models, Model 3, Model Y, Model X, you kind of get like 20% less, during the winter, highway speeds, using heat or AC, or even during the brutalness of Texas summer. Like, you get less range. Like, there's no question about it. But I don't know what the exact chemistry is on this battery, but I don't know. We've made trips to Dallas. Wiley's like 50 miles from my house, and when you go on a trip, I mean, about 180 miles, 200 miles at highway speed is about what you would expect to kind of get out of most Teslas, before you kind of get in that range where you start looking for a charger, or just where your destination is to start charging. But in this model, they've done a really good job. I don't know, the aerodynamics changes or something with the battery chemistry. So far, don't want to jinx it, but it barely, like, the percentage doesn't really move that much so far, with what we've experienced the last few months driving this vehicle. So if you're in the market to get one of these, I would just do it now, because the later you wait, there's just going to be possibly more increases with what's going on overseas. You're looking at gas prices. So I don't know, here in Texas we're at $3.69 a gallon, which is borderline too high for just about anything, even if you're in something economical. So if you're looking to get a Tesla, I would just go ahead and do it. They have good APR on some stuff right now. Even a Cybertruck, like Cybertrucks, they say they're not holding their values, but when you go look at the used market right now, they're selling pretty well, and they're not lasting. So you could get a deal on a Tesla right now, but I would go ahead and do it if you're on the fence about it. So let me know what you guys think. These are just a few improvements, and I haven't really noticed anything too extreme with the Model Y performance, but you guys take care. Peace.